Folcha, everyone. Well, I'm here to share with you how I make my polpetta, which is meatballs. And this recipe comes from my father's side of the family. Here's my daddy. He died at the age of 22. Very tragic. But anyways, most of you know, my mother is Irish. My father was not, though. My father was Italian and Polish. My dad's mother was from Italy and his father was Polish. So let me go ahead and show you my dad's mother. Okay, well this right here is my Nonna Maria. Okay, that's my dad's mother, so that's my Nonna. Now I want to show you her mother, who's here. And this is Laurina Spadano. Now I knew her as my great-grandmother. I knew her well. A lot of good memories with her. Now this is my great-great-grandmother. This is Laurina's mother and my great-great-aunt. And her name was Nicolina. So yeah, I was very privileged to have a very, this is my Aunt Sunday. This is my great Aunt Sunday. She was my Nonna's sister. And I learned a lot from her too, because when my Nonna and them died, Aunt Sunday picked it up. Aunt Sunday became like a grandma to me, and a Nonna, as the Italians say. She was very special. But anyway, so if you guys haven't noticed, my family is extremely influential in my life, and I learned so much from them. But anyway, today we're going to make meatballs, and my family came from Central South Italy on the eastern coast in the region of Abruzzese, and we were from a town called Castelfrentano. So this is how my family made their meatballs, and I'm going to pass it on to you. Of course, I don't have measurements, so I know we're stuck on that. But what we got to do is you got to have your meat. Now, you can use beef and pork, equal amounts, beef and pork. Or you could do all beef, but that's not really the best way. I do all pork. Once in a while I will combine beef and pork together, but I like pork. I have to have pork in the polpetta, okay? So we're going to have that. So right here I have 2 pounds. I'm not making too much today. Make sure you have your sauce going. I just have a very simple sauce here going. And I don't know if you guys can see that. It's just a basic garlic and onion. I did put some hot pepper flakes in there. And it's just a very basic sauce. Later on, we'll put some basil in here when the sauce is turned off. But what we're going to do right now is we are going to look at everything we need. We need pecorino romano, okay? Now, we always buy the chunk like this, and I will take a chunk off, and then, of course, I will seal it. Now, I only take a chunk off when I need it. I don't chop the pecorino romano, okay? I don't do that. I like, the flavor is best when you take a chunk off as you need it. Okay, so for 2 pounds of meat, I'm going to need almost 2 cups of pecorino romano. Now here I have some old bread. Okay, this is some old bread. I love this. This is like a French bread roll. Now for each pound of meat, we need 2 eggs. So I have 4 eggs. We're going to need a little bit of salt. And we're also going to put some garlic and stuff in here. So I shall return. Okay, guys. So I took my bread and I kind of tore it apart a little bit. I have a little bit of milk in a bowl. So I'm going to take this bread and put it into the bowl. Okay, and we're going to let the bread soak up that milk. Okay, so we're going to let that bread soak up this milk. Now you could use water if you want. A lot of people back in the day couldn't afford to use milk, so they had to use water to moisten their bread. Now, as you can see here, I have some garlic chopped. I'm going to go ahead and put that into my meat. Yes, I use my hands. My hands are clean. I don't want Marias of the world coming after me, okay? I'm good. I like to feel how my food feels between my fingers. What more love is that, right? So let's go here and take our bread that has soaked up the milk, and we're just going to sprinkle that into the mixture. Okay, don't worry if you see big chunks of bread, it'll disintegrate in with the meat. Now the whole purpose of using the bread and moistening it with milk is to keep, well, you really don't go too dry when it comes to pork. Now if you use like beef meatballs and stuff, they could run the risk of going real dry. But this will help keep it moist. This will add extra moisture to the pork. Now I'm going to go over here. I have 2 cups measured of Pecorino Romano. As you can see, I just grated it. Excuse my mess. So we're going to add that to it. Now I shoved in 2 cups. As you can see, there it is. All right, so I don't have, I'll be right back. I don't have any fresh parsley at the moment from the garden, but I do have this dry parsley, so I'm going to add some of the dry parsley into it. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add a dash of salt. Now remember, the Pecorino Romano has a good bit of salt. So don't overdo it on the salt. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And then I also add some hot pepper flakes. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and crack my eggs into this, and I shall be right back. Okay, guys, you can see that I added my my eggs. And also 2 eggs per pound is usually what we do. That also keeps it real moist. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some olive oil. Just a little bit of olive oil. And that's also to assure, not only does it give a nice flavor and texture, but it also keeps your MEATBALLS very, very, very moist. All right, then get in here. Get in here and start mixing. Okay, start that mixing. All right, get this all mixed up really, 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 really well. I usually taste it. I don't mind the raw. I usually taste it to see if it needs a little more salt or a little more whatever, you know. So I'll be back with part 2 after this is mixed. Bye.